We've had 4 episodes of Starfleet Academy so far. Today is the 5th. There is only one hint at a heterosexual relationship between 2 of the cadets. There's been 7 gay characters introduced, 3 of them being Klingon. We don't know anything about these people other than which holes they love it in. And this week's episode is about the special needs hologram that's going to solve the mystery of Benjamin Sisko. The only mystery here is how on earth this show made it into production. Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Sunshine and happiness. I haven't got any coffee yet. I thought I had milk in. I went downstairs to make one. No milk. I've got a coffee en route. I don't care if that's lazy. You have no idea what I have to deal with this show. And, oh wait, I haven't even checked the runtime. Oh, 57 minutes! Look, I'm in and out today. I'm losing too many brain cells on this show. This one is about a retarded hologram trying to solve the mystery of Benjamin Sisko. Oh my God, what a journey that we're going to go on, eh? And next week's, you know what next week's about? Sex. That's what it's about. And bearing in mind, well, you heard what I said before anyway. Right, let's crack into it, shall we? I'm not going to survive this, am I? Even though the retarded hologram is only 4 months old, it's established in the first episode that they have been programmed with the capacity of a 17-year-old girl. This is a 6-year-old. This is why we call you the retarded hologram, because you're retarded. This is what's got into Starfleet Academy, the best of the best. They have the mental age of a 5-year-old. Yeah, it's gone down from 6 to 5 now. It could be 4, and if you open your fucking mouth, it's going to be 3. Oh, look, Starfleet discovered the world Portland. I bet every single one of them's a lesbian, and yes, I'm including the dude. The retarded hologram keeps walking between groups. They're all predominantly female because, of course, this show's meant for 2-year-old girls. Yeah, we're down to 2 now. And we get our 3rd Chironian of the series so far, which is pretty impressive, you know, considering they're fucking extinct. And have been since the original series, where the fighting left 2 males left. And unless those Turanian physiologies allow for butt stuff babies, they ain't coming back from that. Oh no, she breaks the 4th wall and she's talking about there's trillions of species, we've been introduced to blah, 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 but there's only one me. Thank fuck. Do you know what? Gonna let you into a little secret. There's only one of everybody else as well. I can be with another human, but there's only one of me and there's only one of them. This is why we call you the retarded hologram. Honest to God, I don't even know what to say. I'm less than 2 minutes in. And there's this really obnoxious music track that's playing in the background, obviously, you know, modern stuff. And it just keeps cutting to Sam dancing and then cutting back to her going, isn't that amazing? Only one of me. I'm such a special snowflake. This episode, I believe, was written by the person from Lower Decks, that absolute fucking abomination of a show, by the way. And she said that she's looking forward to people ripping her episode apart. So less than 2 minutes in, and I gotta say, already it's the worst fucking shit I've ever seen. So congratulations, Tawny, or whatever the fuck you're called. In all of space and time, I'm unique, just like everybody else. Just like every single solitary, unique individual that surrounds you. Yeah, the fourth wall stuff isn't stopping folks. She's now giving her backstory exposition because the show isn't versed enough. None of the writers are fucking good enough to actually start to develop your characters organically. No, she just gotta literally look directly into the camera and go, I was created 200 and something days ago on the homeworld of Cask, where I've got the handwriting of a fucking mentally disabled pigeon. I don't think I'm gonna make it through this episode. I don't. I think this is the episode that might beat me. There's a gay Klingon in a skirt walking past a retarded hologram doing kung fu to a character who we know nothing about in 5 episodes so far, other than she's a stuck-up cow. It's a gay Klingon in a skirt. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's in a skirt, he's a Klingon, and he's gay as fuck. This is where Star Trek is now in 2026. Still continuing to break the fourth wall because this is the narcissist's guide to Star Trek. I'm going to become the emissary one day. Emissary equals diplomat equals big job because I'm fucking retarded. I've got to become an emissary so I can report back to my makers and explain about organics. Organics equal physical body. You're expecting us to believe the colony of holograms, which don't just materialize out of fucking nowhere. They're created because they're technology by organic beings. And they know enough and have enough awareness to send you to Starfleet. But you want to tell us that your cluster, your cult, whatever you want to call it, of retarded fucking holograms don't know what organics are. Fuck off. This is another prime example that the show has done over and over and over again of sacrificing coherent, logical plot just so that you can rush towards where you personally want to get to. And I was going to say the character development. This ain't character. There's no character here. This is just retarded. It's just fully fucking retarded. She claims to have a special mission because none of the other holograms have left where they exist. And so her job is to explain shit like why this gay dude is puking out rainbows from his mouth. More puerile nonsense for the brain-dead morons that they think is the audience that they're talking to. This is how stupid they think you are. This is how much they talk down to you as an audience. Oh, you're just Star Trek fans. You're just nerds. You're just retards. I can guarantee you every single one of them has got a higher IQ than all of you fucking combined. Then her makers just jump in on her and they have like a Mork and Mindy moment, you know, where it sort of just gets pulled in. But look, just in case you're as stupid as the writers, producers, directors, and other people that are involved in this money laundering scam, they are putting my makers, me, are you fucking as retarded as? So they use the black hologram to tell a very subtle story. You see, they explained that many, many years ago, the photonic life forms that they are, holograms, were created by organics. Wow, it's as if I just said that a little bit ago. But the organics just used them as servants slaves. And then when the organics disappeared, they gained sentience. And suddenly, after years upon years upon years, they want to know more about the organics. But they're afraid. They're afraid that the white organics might enslave them again. So they sent their one retarded daughter to Starfleet. So she takes a music class, which her overlords are not happy with because they're scared of the white patriarchy. Please, won't somebody save us from the white patriarchy? Hey, guess what? Jaden and Kyle are gay. Now, because Starfleet Academy is made for kids that have been brought up on high medication and also are currently on a diet of depression and SSRIs, the cadets are trying to cordon off half of the atrium from the War College because of the plant thing that happened. And they're too smelly poopy doopies to be on their side. So you got to be on your side and we go, just fuck off. This is Starfleet Academy, not a fucking kindergarten. And I know you writers, and I put that in the biggest fucking air quotes possible, have got the brain cells of a dead amoeba. But some of us actually have some. So please, instead of trying to cater for the lowest common denominator, aka you, why don't you try and give other people some fucking credit and a story they can actually get their teeth into? Because right now, my brain is fucking melting from the dumb fuckery of this shit. When boys get excited about a girl, or in this case, probably a dude, they get erections. They get erections in their penis. They get I don't think I'm going to make it. I don't think I'm going to make this. I don't think I'm going to make it through this episode. I really don't. So her makers want her to enroll in the class of the unexplainable because she can't explain things like why two people that like each other don't just fuck immediately in the atrium. I think you need a class on etiquette and social cues, not explaining the fucking anyway. It's just a cheap trick, which is easy for me to say, to get this fucking Benjamin Cisco stuff into the show. So she thinks that these bunch of absolute window lickers are going to help her solve the mystery of Benjamin Cisco, which already just fills me with dread if I wasn't already just beyond saving right now. Now, apparently, for Starfleet Academy, the book on Benjamin Sisko's disappearance is drawn like a child's book. Because they all have the mental age of a vegetable. So shockingly enough, they can't really help. And at the end of it, they ask the hologram, do you know any Bajorans? Because, of course, the Bajorans would never admit that Sisko's dead because he's the prophet and he's going to be living in this celestial temple, blah, blah. And then she says no. And so the guy says, and I quote, I've just joined a Bajoran club. Sorry? What? A Bajoran club? What? So it looks like, I don't know, segregation is alive and well in Starfleet, as you can just get your own race clubs going. I wonder if there's one for white. Anyway, let's carry on. And you're never going to believe this, but this is the most multicultural Bajoran room you've ever seen. They've got a Bajoran from everywhere on planet Earth. I mean, from Bajor. They have black Bajorians, Asian Bajorians, white female, of course, because males can go fuck themselves. Bajorians, oh yeah, no, it's just planet Earth multiculturalism. So she gets kicked out the club because she essentially calls their belief system, can we just say religion, please, nonsense. And she gets thrown to Holly Hunter, who's probably barefooted because she's not in a uniform and she's the most unprofessional piece of shit that's ever had a Starfleet commission. And she goes on about how Cisco was essentially a deity to them, that he'd transcended his physical form and now existed as one of the prophets. And of course, yes, she's in her bare feet, but thankfully for you, I'm blocking it. Before she left with the hologram, though, she said that there is a Cisco exhibition in New Orleans, and you can access it virtually. Well, why? Why can't she just teleport? You have the instant teleportation. So she could immediately teleport to it and see it in person. You can teleport from anywhere in this fucking shithole. But somehow, you know, it'd be a bit of a trek to get to New Orleans. So, you know, you can access it virtually here. And then nearly 20 minutes into the episode, they decide to start a B plot, which I couldn't give a flying fuck about. So let's move on. Just FYI, this episode is really mundane. So thankfully for me, I can just not even bother talking about lots of it. But she's now in the Cisco exhibition where she decides, and the electronic voice in the exhibition decides to explain everything to you because it knows that Star Trek fans wouldn't be caught fucking dead watching this shit. And so the people who are watching it need to know about this person because they won't have a clue who they fucking are. And that's a fact. Now, because the writing is so bad and the show is so retarded, this is a virtual exhibition. And yet she opens up one of the orbs and she starts talking to it. Oh, by the way, one of the things that she says is Captain, oh my Captain, because, you know, we need to have modernity references. And by that, from 30 fucking years ago in our history, in an effort to try and communicate with Cisco himself. Due to the fact that the writing is so retarded, this is likely going to work. She accesses some archives, so we get to see Jake Cisco as he was slightly older, talking about his father. Okay, whatever. Everyone needs a job. Because this is written by a female in current day, we're now going to have the obligatory sit down, eating and talking portion of the show, where the mystery of Cisco is now going to be solved by eating recipes from his family's restaurant's menu. Sure. But Sam needs the help of her friends because she can't eat. I mean, somehow she can shower and have to change and have to exercise and have to do all other kinds of stuff which she shouldn't have to do. But eating, nuh-uh. The line must be drawn here. Even though it looks like I wouldn't dare be so cruel. After all, person of calories myself. Her overlords reappear and they say, hey, you know that class which you haven't been able to enroll in? Well, you better enroll in it. Otherwise, we're going to pull you out of Starfleet Academy and never, ever, ever have anything to do with organics again. Fucking good. See if I give a shit. This episode so far is just unmitigated garbage. Tawny Newsome, god-awful actress from Lower Dregs, which is absolute fucking filth and a shit stain on the history of Star Trek, is a shite writer. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that sorted. So it took 20 minutes for the afterthought B plot to start to emerge, and 12 minutes after that, so we're now over halfway through the episode, it decides to rear its ugly head again. They didn't care about it. I most certainly don't care about it. Tig Notaro has joined, so I definitely don't care about it. It just involves a dignitary, a meal, and some fish, and nobody cares. So let's move on. Actually, before we do move on, there is something that I want to say. This B plot is or could have been, the most Star Trek-y aspect of it, because it actually involves a new race and learning about its customs and how to communicate. And so they are here at the table trying to learn. Now, of course, because it's unfortunately current Trek, written by a window licker, it's all just played for jokes. You know, the Doctor is the only one who's actually attempting to act like a Star Trek character. This guy comes in second for sure. But Tig Notaro can only play Tig Notaro because she's an obnoxious cut. And Holly Hunter's character is just a joke who doesn't give any shits about anyone else's customs, or she doesn't respect anyone else. Her whole world revolves around her being amazing. And so it's just such a shame that a scene that could have been or reflected what Star Trek stands for is a joke, but at the same time, totally reflects what these people truly think about Star Trek. Now, the cadets head off to a nightclub, which I'm sure pretty much all of them are underage, as it's been established that the vast majority of them are actually 17 years old. Never mind. For the hologram to do something, Caleb, who's a Gary Stu, you know, he can just do anything you want him to do. Jingo bingo. He says, oh yeah, I know how to adjust your processing matrix. Of course he does. Of course he does, because it's the bullshit space magic show. Remember, she comes from a group of isolationist photonics who haven't had any dealings with organics for thousands of years, and now they're trying to establish contact with them through Sam, but he just knows how to deal with their processing matrix units. Of course he does. Gary Stu, flying through the clouds, fixing me and fixing you. Fuck off. So what is changing her processing matrix allowed her to do? Is it to understand humans more? To experience the human condition emotionally a bit better? No, it's to get her drunk. It's to get the 4-month-old retarded hologram drunk. Okay. Now remember, this is about her trying to walk the path of the emissary to unlock the mystery of Benjamin Sisko. So 1 tap equals 1 shot. So she immediately goes, boom, 12 shots. And then, of course, we get more childish writing on the screen because the writers are puerile fuckwits. And it's like, I'm doing it for science, okay? Because Tawny Newsome, I guess, is just writing the only thing that she knows, which is her own personal life experience about being a drunken slut when she was younger. She passes out because she's had too many already. In which case, why don't you adjust your processing matrix so it goes from 12 down to something more manageable, like 2 or 3, which you can do. But I guess it's the funnies. The little retarded hologram! She got fucking wasted, didn't she? I hate this show with a passion you could only dream of. Oh no! The War College are in the nightclub as well. And guess what? There's Kyle. And Kyle is really gay. Do you know, the more this show goes on, the less I actually feel I know about these characters. Because there hasn't really been much consistency, particularly in this episode, with the other episodes, other than gay. It's the only thing which remains consistent in this show. Oh, sorry, actually, that's not fair. Actually, that's not fair at all. Retarded. That's another consistent element in this show as well. And just before you thought the show couldn't get even more gay, they decide to introduce a gay drag queen bartender. Yes! This now means that the Lugabatov representation is now 8 in 5 episodes, and the heterosexual representation, boo! That's a meager 2. It ain't only the Klingon species which is going to be extinct, is it now? Everyone's going to be dead in a generation at this rate. So the gay drag queen bartender starts serving shots to minors. This guy has been established as 17 years of age. That's a very interesting way to portray them. Hey, a little bit mask off. Hey, what's next? Are they going to read him story time? I'm only kidding. He's way too old for that. Ah! Jesus Christ, don't do that! Oh my God, look! It's Kyle and Jaden. And do you know what? Shh, just between us girls, they're both gay! Oh my God, they make such a cute couple! Nothing is happening in this episode. It has been the most boring episode. Yes, I had to say it. So far, the plot lines are just going nowhere fast. We're not establishing any characterization. Caleb, look, you fancy that flat-chested, flat-ass bint from the War College. We knew that already. Hey, look, Kyle and Jaden are gay. We knew that already. Hey, look, Bully Boy and the War College don't get on with each other. We knew that already. Nothing new is happening. No characters are developing. Nothing storyline is happening. This show is garbage. So the retarded hologram materializes between the two of them to tell them that she loves love. She loved the gays. She a Lugabatov ally. Oh my God. Heartsies. We go back to the B plot now. Nearly 20 minutes since it was introduced, just for its 3rd time. And they are putting the head of the War College through another humiliation ritual because this guy is a joke. He's the head of the War College. If anyone was built like fucking iron, it would be this guy. But no, because that would mean going up against the strong 5'1" women that weigh 86 pounds. And we couldn't have that now, could we? Fuck this show. Fuck it in all its fuckholes. Let's move on. Actually, just before we go, let's have a couple of home truths, shall we?
You can't be asked to take anything seriously for even an hour. What ridiculous people you all are.
Absolutely. None of this is serious to the writers. None of this is serious to any of the crew members, the cadets, the War College. They are just a bunch of fucking ridiculous people. This guy's actually becoming my favorite because he's the only one that is trying to exist in a Star Trek world when all the others are in the fucking Starfleet circus. Actually going to give him even more props now because Holly Hunter's character says, no, you can trust us. And he says, you want to talk about trust? You're the one who turned their back and walked out on Starfleet 15 years ago. And then she says, is this why you don't like me? Because you feel I walked out on Starfleet? And then he says, for somebody who lives as long as a lanthanite, you sure do have a short memory. And then storms off. And I'm just like, and now I'm sure, sadly, that he will ultimately be made to pay for this subordination of truth. But just for that one brief moment in time, we actually had some dialogue that both made sense and was directed correctly at the person who's just a big prick. Caleb and the Betazoid chick Snog, you know, the Betazoid chick, the one doesn't actually have the black eyes because they totally forgot that Betazoids have black eyes, but nobody gives a shit in this show. Nobody pays attention to anything as long as they get their 8 gay fucking characters, including gay Klingon dads and a gay drag queen barman. Then they'll be fine. They're happy. They're happy with that. Here, look, have a little smooch to make up for it all. For some reason, the retarded hologram thinks that Cisco just wanted to get wasted and act like a complete retard like she is. And then Jaden, who's still in his skirt, by the way, gets taken to the dance floor by Kyle as they hold hands and have a nice little... Oh. Hey, Jaden, I just want to let you know, mate, that your species is on the verge of extinction, but I'm glad that you found yourself a pretty little twink boyfriend. Oh, and then, of course, Bully Boy butts in because Bully Boy also wants him some of that sweet Klingon anus, and so tries to drag him away from Kyle. Oh, my God. Incoming threesome? I hope so. Sam, the I think we've found our thumbnail for the episode. Sam starts a bar fight with the War College. Bar fight! Lock the door, give me a space pillow, and 3 minutes, and I'm telling you, she's never getting up again. Anyway, in all seriousness, how on earth can anybody have any respect for this thing here, right? This is meant to be an example to her pupils. This is meant to be a role model to her peers. And the way that they behave, it's just the epitome of narcissism. It's their world and everyone else just lives in it. This is the worst example of leadership that there could ever be. And that's probably why Starfleet Academy is the joke that it is, because it's meant to start from the top and trickle down. But when your top is a disgusting piece of shit who just thinks about themselves and nobody else, then that's what's going to filter down to the rest of the crew and to the students. And that's why everybody in this show is a fucking bellend. Anyway, they both kiss and make up figuratively. We then cut to Sam, who goes to the classroom, the unexplained classroom. I don't know what's meant to be taught there, apart from the unexplained. It seems like a fucking useless... Anyway, it's a useless show. And she says to the teacher, oh, I've failed. It doesn't matter how Cisco died, or even if he died, all I know is that he didn't get to live the life that he wanted. It was predetermined for him from the start. But that teacher had the book that Jake Cisco wrote about his father. And so the retarded hologram sits down to read it, where it all starts coming to life. Jake Cisco reappears to recite passages from the book. I couldn't possibly give two shits. Look, I don't mean that flippantly. I mean that there has literally been no story here. There hasn't been a search for Cisco at all. And there hasn't been a rite of passage for this retarded fucking thing here. It's literally just been, we need to say the words Benjamin Sisko, and then I'm just going to go off and do my own shit. I'm going to eat food, which is meaningless. I'm going to go to a bar and get drunk and start a bar fight, which is fucking meaningless. None of this has actually made any sense. Now, I'm sure they're going to try and find some contrived way to pretend that it did, but nothing has. This hasn't been a journey. This whole episode has been a waste of my fucking life. Unless you smash that like button, hit that subscribe, all that good stuff. Please, I'm begging you, because this has been a fucking horrendous episode. And then she just starts speaking directly to Jake Cisco about it all, about his father, about the prophets, because the writing, there is no intelligence here whatsoever. They can't use allegory or metaphor or simile to actually go through the process. No, it's got to be a sledgehammer hit straight on, because you're all fucking retards who watch this show. That's how they deem you to be. So fucking stupid that you have to have it literally hammered home because you're too thick and stupid to understand allegory and metaphor, etc. You're too dumb, because that's how dubbed down this is. This is new Trek made by retards for fucking retards. This idiocy is so blatant that this imagination of Jake Cisco, which she has in her head, takes the book that she's reading and literally has to turn to a certain page and go, no, this is what you need to learn about here. This. Because I need to spell out to you, and I need to point you exactly what you need to do and what to, because you can't think for yourself. You're too stupid and dumb, just like the audience that we think. Just like the audience, you're too stupid and dumb. We must spell out for you dumb people. Fuck. When I was a kid, do you know the Star Trek that I used to watch as a child? Well, it was Star Trek. And when I was a kid, I could watch the original series, and I could even watch The Next Generation, and I could enjoy it on a level. And then as I got older, I could enjoy it on another level. And as I got older, even more so, because of the layered writing. Because those writers actually had intelligence and knew what they were doing and knew how to craft an actual story and write actual characters. As opposed to this fucking pig swill, which is put onto a screen. This is literally Jake Cisco saying, hey, dumb fuck retarded hologram that's now starting to cry for some reason, let me spell out to you about how you need to do your job as an emissary, which will just turn out to be your way. But then he says something done like, sometimes lose-lose is actually win-win. No, lose-lose is actually lose-lose. Win-win is actually win-win. They are two very different things altogether. And no, they are not the same in any capacity. One is literally losing, and the other is winning and winning. But it sounds lofty. Oh, it sounds meaningful. It's fucking gobbledygook. So once again, the message is, you're good enough as you are. You don't need to better yourself. You don't need to grow and learn. You just, no, this is why these characters will never evolve. This is why they'll never be beloved characters. This is why they'll never have proper journeys, when every fucking lesson they get told is, you're good enough as you are. She's currently fucking retarded. She definitely needs an upgrade. And then it's revealed, because this show can go fuck itself in every single fuckhole that it has, that this bint, by the way, this is Tawny Newsome, who co-wrote the episode and is the teacher from the Unexplained Mysteries class that the entities, the photonic entities, want her to get into the class of. that this is actually Dax. Go fuck yourself. Stick your head between your ass and shove it right up your sphincter. Don't just leave DS9 alone, you fuck. Oh, I'm so done. I'm so freaking done right now. What? You're Dax? You're the Dax? The mentor to Cisco, Dax? Oh, I thought you would do your research. He would have liked you. No, he fucking wouldn't. He would have thought she was a right fucking retard, like the rest of us would have. And you invoking that because this fucking dogshit writer thinks that they can implant themselves into Starfleet history where you can't, so go fuck off. No, you see, Cisco was actually a competent person that required competent people to be below him. Not this fucking idiot. So no, he would not have liked her. Not have liked her in the slightest. So she does her Mort calling Orson, come in Orson. And as predicted earlier in the review, because it was so obvious, the way that she's going to do things is... Thank you for saying it with me. Her way. Oh, my goodness me. There will be no growth. There will be no change. There will only be the retard. And then it tragically ends on a voiceover by the awesome and amazing Avery Brooks. But I don't hold that against him in the slightest. In fact, it really just highlights what we've lost. And that is a lot. An absolutely trash episode. My least favorite so far, but I think it's almost going to be a week by week at this rate. This episode went nowhere, said nothing, and really talked down to its audience because it thinks that you're just a bunch of mouth-drooling vegetables like they are. They only think that you can be spoken to on the level that they're capable of communicating, which is the basest of the base, the lowest of the lowest, because there is no intelligence with the writing here. There is no creativity with the dialogue, and there is no development with the characters. This show is a piece of a mitigated dog shit. And I'll be back next week for the sex episode. Oh, I cannot freaking wait. Until then, you take care. Goodbye, Belubu.